What's up, guys? My name is Darren. I'm the bow tie fragrance guy. I talk about fragrance and fashion on this channel, and today I'm going to tell you guys how you can be the best smelling guy in the office. That's right, I'm going to talk about some fragrances that are great to wear in an office setting. Because contrary to popular belief, although people say you can wear what you want when you want, that is a true statement. But I do think that there is a time and a place for everything. And that's no different with fragrances. There are just certain fragrances that to me are not the best to wear in an office environment when you're going to be in close proximity with other people. What are you saying, Bowtie? What I'm saying is the office environment is not the best time to wear 25 sprays of Interlude Man. I mean, honestly, man, could you do that? Yes. Would you be considered a savage? Absolutely. So I'm going to give you some fragrances that are going to work well in the office environment, that are going to be clean, fresh, inoffensive, and the word mass appealing has relatively good connotations when associated with the fragrances on this list. So if you want to see what my recommendations are, you guys know the routine. Keep it locked right here.
Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the list. The first fragrance up is the definition of clean and soapy. And this fragrance comes from the House of Prada, and this is just called Prada Amber Pour Homme. Prada Amber Pour Homme. Guys, I've used a lot of this, a pretty good, nice dent has been put in this bottle. Why? Because I work in an office environment, and this is the perfect scent to wear in that environment. Like I said, characteristics of a great office fragrance. They're going to be clean. Soapy usually comes to mind. Clean, fresh, inoffensive, mass appealing. These are the kind of fragrances that you want to wear in an office setting. And again, this embodies all of the aforementioned words. Again, this has been described as a luxurious bar of soap, and I will have to agree with that description and connotation 100%. That's exactly what this smells like. So guys, get this in your life if you work in an office environment and be the envy of all of your co-workers. From the House of Prada, this is Prada Amber Pour Homme. All right, guys, now the next fragrance on the list is going to give you, provide you with a little bit of versatility in the office environment. This fragrance comes from the House of Ormond Jane, and this is called Mont Verano. Mont Verano, guys, this stuff is absolutely amazing. And I say provide you with some variety because in an office environment, usually you won't find a note fragrance that has a prominent note of tobacco that would probably be featured on a list like this, but this one is really clean, man. That name Verano, this is a cleaner, lighter version of the original Mont by Ormond Jane. This stuff is fantastic, guys. I actually was sent this particular bottle from Twisted Lily, by the way. So if you guys want to check out anything from Twisted Lily, this is an online kind of fragrance boutique. They have a lot of great niche fragrances for great prices. You can actually buy a full bottle or sample them. So I'll make sure I link Twisted Lily down below. So that way, if you want to check it out, you'll also receive a discount as well. But this fragrance is great, a great change up, I would say, to wear in an office environment, man. Clean, woody, and fresh with a little hint of tobacco. So make sure you check this one out, guys, from the House of Ormond Jane. This is called Mont Verano. And guys, just a quick bonus fragrance. There's a top 10 here, but this is a quick bonus because it's not really considered to be a fragrance. But this right here, Molecule 01, is great to wear in the office. This is great when it's really hot outside, but it's also great to layer with other fragrances, or when you want to be, it's really hot and you really don't want to feel like, almost like to not have a fragrance on. If that makes sense, this is something that you can actually pick up. It's just a very clean smell. That's the way to describe it. It smells different because it blends differently with people's skin chemistry. But at the end of the day, it's just an overall very clean, almost, I would say, kind of a sandalwood kind of vibe is what I get from it. Clean sandalwood, because ISOE Super is really what this is. Just check it out, guys. It's good for the office from the house of Eccentric Molecules. This is called Molecule 01. The next fragrance that I think is great for the office is from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and this is just Loam. This is called Loam. Again, this right here is the definition of mass appealing, pleasant, and easy to wear. Now, what makes this one great as well is the fact that this is not going to be a huge projector. So again, that's a good thing in the office because you don't want to come off as being inconsiderate, I would say, when wearing fragrances in the office environment. But this is one that sits a little bit closer to the skin, but it smells great. So when people you walk past people, it has a great sillage, they will catch whiffs of it. And it's something that is very, very pleasant. Really hard not to like this kind of scent and DNA, and that's how you play it safe in the office environment. So you're gonna smell good and not gonna offend anybody. This is the perfect fragrance to consider from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. This is called YSL Loam. All right, guys, coming in at the next spot on the list, this fragrance comes from the house of Polo, and this is Polo Cologne Intense. Polo Cologne Intense. Now, some people were disappointed with this one because they expected this to be a more intense version of the original Polo Green. Frankly, I don't understand how you can be more intense than the original Polo Green. I am very much not a fan of the original Polo Green. I honestly will tell you, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I cannot stand that fragrance. This right here is one though that I really like. This is a great office fragrance. This pairs really well with the suit, and although it's Polo Intense, this one actually does sit closer to the skin for me, man. So it works in an office environment. It has a nice mint basil opening, and so again, that kind of minty opening with the spices as you start to get into the heart of it makes this fragrance perfect for the office setting. So check this one out from the house of Polo. This is Polo Cologne Intense. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, this fragrance gets no love in the fragrance community, but it's one of my kind of hidden gems. From the house of Amouage, the perfect office fragrance. This one is called Honor Man. Honor Man. Listen, this thing has a nice peppery opening, which is for a guy is perfect because it gives you this very kind of warm masculinity that exudes from this fragrance. It has pink pepper, it has black pepper, it also has a little bit of elemi when this fragrance opens up. But what this drives down to is a nice clean musk with a little bit of sweetness from tonka bean. I'm telling you guys, if you never put your nose on this, this is one I highly recommend from the house of Amouage. This is not one of their super incensey fragrances, and sometimes for folks that love that house, that this takes a hit for that reason. But if you're just talking about something that smells great, it's gonna get you compliments, it's masculine and work in the office, you might want to put your nose on this one from the house of Amouage. A great office fragrance. This one is called Honor Man. All right, guys, now coming in at the 5th spot on this list, this fragrance has been known as one of the quintessential office fragrances from the house of Tom Ford. This one is called Grey Vetiver. This is Grey Vetiver, and this particular fragrance, of course, features a very nice, clean vetiver. This is not that earthy vetiver. You get a nice clean vetiver with this, combined with a nice grapefruit and kind of bergamot citrusy opening. That's really what this fragrance is all about. Perfect to wear in an office environment from the house of Tom Ford. Again, this is called Grey Vetiver. When I hear the words mass appealing, compliment getter, easy to wear, mass appealing, this fragrance right here comes to mind, and it is perfect for the office from the house of Creed. This is called Ventis Cologne. Really simply put, this is a more citrus take on the original Ventis DNA. You don't get that smoky birch that you get from the original. Again, but you get a more clean version, a more fruity version of the original Creed Ventis. And again, guys, you talk about compliments rolling in the office. This thing is perfect for an office environment. So check it out from the house of Creed. Again, this is called Ventis Cologne. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 3 spot, this is similar to the previous fragrance that I mentioned in the fact that people compare it to a Ventis, but it's another one that's great for the office from the house of Roger Parfums. This is called Elysium. This is called Elysium. So where I feel that, again, that smokiness sometimes that a Ventis gives off, although of course I think you can wear a Ventis in the office, but I think this fragrance is probably a little bit better for an office setting because just like I mentioned with a Ventis Cologne, you don't have that smokiness. That smokiness, incense, fragrances that are really heavy, woody, earthy sometimes can be a little bit off-putting to some folks. But again, you don't get that here. So you get the things that people love about Acqu Di Ventis in this bottle without the smokiness. I love this stuff. Juniper berry is a very prominent note in this fragrance. So there's a booziness here, but it's not the type of booze that you couldn't wear in the office where somebody think that you might have had a drink or two. So make sure that you check this one out from the house of Roger Parfums. An amazing office fragrance. This one is called Elysium. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 2 spot, I don't even have to talk about why this fragrance is good for the office. I'm just going to show you the bottle and we're going to keep it moving. This one is called Bleu de Chanel, and this is the Eau de Toilette. Any iteration of Bleu de Chanel is going to work in the office. This is just good. People love the way this stuff smells. It's mass appealing. It gets compliments. I've never met anybody that did not like the way that this stuff smells. So that makes it great to wear in the office setting. It gives you all those things with an air of class and sophistication. And that's what I love about it, and contributes, in my opinion, to it being an amazing office fragrance. So check this one out from the house of Chanel. This is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette. And coming in at the number 1 spot, regarded as the quintessential office fragrance from the house of Prada, this is Prada Loam. Prada Loam, and simply put, you get a clean, soapy iris fragrance. So it's clean, soapy, slightly powdery, and that makes for the perfect office fragrance. This thing is clean, it's very inoffensive, it is very pleasant, and in my opinion, very hard not to like this kind of scent DNA. You're not going to offend anybody. As a matter of fact, most people are going to say that you smell absolutely amazing. So check this one out, guys. If you want to have a great office fragrance, this one is a go-to for a lot of folks from the house of Prada. This one is called Prada Loam. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you 10 great fragrances to wear in the office setting. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and share these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.